Welcome to RSM703, Epidemiology and Biostatistics in Healthcare. My name is Ed Briggs, and I'm one of the professors who will be teaching the class this semester. Now, I want to remind everybody that this is an online class, which means it's largely self-learning and self-directed. So it's important that you read all of the written materials prior to lecture and prior to discussion board, and understand that the lectures are a means to reinforce the understanding, but the majority of the concepts will be coming from the readings. Also understand that we utilize the discussion boards as a means to expand your understanding of the concepts that we're discussing. The discussion boards are not intended as a means of primary learning, but to better understand the concepts we're discussing. Now, there is 8 discussion boards, one each week, and it is important that you engage in those in a scholarly manner. There will also be weekly lectures. There will actually be 2 lectures. Dr. Boris will cover the statistics portion of the class every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. And then I will hold lecture on the epidemiologic concepts Tuesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Now, it's important that and it's actually required that you view all of the lectures. Now, we understand that we all have busy personal lives and you may not be able to attend the live sessions. So all lectures will be recorded. It's expected that you will view the recordings at a later date. And please email me to let me know that you have. Now, we will also hold weekly office hours. Office hours will be Tuesdays from 5 to 6 p.m., and those will be held via Keiser Live. And this is your opportunity to ask any questions or to seek any assistance that you might need. Now, there are 2 required texts for this class. There is the Pollitt Statistics textbook and the Bonita Epidemiology textbook. The Pollitt textbook is going to have all of the exercises that Dr. Boris is going to be utilizing for the epidemiology portion of the class. So it's important that you purchase that as quickly as possible because you will need that textbook for all of the epidemiology exercises. The Bonita text is a free download. It's an excellent epidemiology textbook, and you can download it free, so there's no expense for you there. You will need to have access to IBM's SPSS Statistics Standards Graduate Pack. Now, you will need to purchase a 12-month license or a 6-month license. And Dr. Boris will be teaching in the class how to utilize this software package. Now, SPSS is a means to analyze statistics, concepts, and data. Now, there are free statistics analysis software out there that you can download. But be aware, Dr. Boris is going to be utilizing SPSS. So he's going to expect you to provide the answers utilizing SPSS. If you do choose to download one of the free software packages, it will give you pretty much the same answer as SPSS. However, Dr. Boris is also going to teach you how to utilize SPSS during the class. So if you don't have access to SPSS and you're using some other software package, you may not have the assistance that you need to utilize this software package. And be aware that this software package has a fairly steep learning curve. It's a difficult program to learn. So Dr. Boris is going to teach you how to do that. So it's important that you have SPSS. Now, please remember that this is an 8-week class, which means that a lot of things are going to happen very quickly. There's a great deal of work and reading that needs to be done. So it's important that you start early and do your best to get the readings done in a timely manner because this really progresses very quickly and it's easy to fall behind. Now, there will be 8 weekly class assignments. Those are due on Wednesday, and those are the statistic exercises that are included in the statistics textbook. There will be weekly discussion board posts. The initial discussion board post is due by midnight Wednesday, and it is expected to reply to all of your colleagues by midnight Saturday. And then we will have live lectures, and the live lectures are intended to support the readings. They're not in lieu of the readings. So we're not going to cover the content that's in the readings because it's expected that you have read those already, you understand that information. And we're going to try to expand on that and clarify your understanding of those concepts through the lectures. Now, in this course, we're going to primarily focus on different concepts of epidemiology, the impact of different diseases, and the spread of those diseases on different populations, and use statistics as a method of analyzing and interpreting the spread of disease within populations. So the syllabus goes over the learning objectives and the learning outcomes that are important for the class, and I really suggest you spend some time going over those. In the class, we're also going to spend some time talking about different organizational sciences as it relates to disease response at the policy level. We're going to talk about some ethical concepts, some legal concepts, and spend a little time talking about the humanistic frameworks that are related to responding to disease and epidemics. Now, once again, office hours will be held every Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. That's your opportunity to reach out to me if you have any questions or having any problems. Weekly lectures will also be held on Tuesdays. Dr. Boris will lecture from 6 to 7 on statistics, and then I will lecture from 7 to 8 on the different epidemiology concepts. We will also have the student one-on-one session about mid-semester, and I will set a sign up for that so I can meet with each of you individually to talk about the class and your progress in the class and see if you have any questions or concerns. And I'll send out a sign up for that probably around week 3. Now, the discussion boards are worth 40% of your grade. The initial post is due on Wednesday by midnight, and it is expected that you reply to 2 of your peers by midnight Saturday. Discussion boards must include a minimum of 2 primary references. If you're not familiar with the difference between primary and secondary references, please spend some time to look those up. And it is expected that they are scholarly and analytical. Now, I posted a video on discussion boards in the announcements. If you're not familiar with the expectations for discussion boards, maybe this is your first class, you may want to view that lecture. Now, the discussion boards are expected to be analytical, they're expected to be scholarly, and they're expected to be interactive, meaning that I really expect the discussion boards to be an opportunity for each of you to kind of exchange information back and forth and really talk about the concepts that we're looking at that specific week. So in your replies, try to expand on what your colleague has discussed, or maybe challenge them or correct them if you think they may have said something wrong, as a means to learning and as a means to interact. I don't expect you to reply to 7 or 8 of your colleagues. I only expect you to reply to 2, but I do expect those replies to be substantive, meaning that it is a scholarly discussion on the subject and not simply you saying, hey, I liked what you wrote, because that's not scholarly and it really doesn't contribute anything to the discussion. So in your replies, please try to expand on what your colleague has written about, or maybe correct them or provide them with a different perspective on the issue that they're discussing. Now, there are 8 statistics exercises, 1 each week, and they are worth 60% of your final grade. The weekly exercises are from the textbook, so it's important that you have the textbook as soon as possible and that you do the readings early on to really understand what's being done. And those are due Tuesday evenings by midnight. Now, lectures will be weekly. They are mandatory. Now, I understand we all have busy schedules. You may not be able to attend the live session, so it will be recorded and you can view it at a later date. It is expected that you view the lectures within 7 days of the lecture. Now, for those who are viewing the recorded sessions, please email me that you viewed them to let me know that you did, because they are worth 10% of your discussion board grade each week. And if you attend the live session, I know you're there, but if you do not attend the live session, then you'll need to email me. If you do not, then I will deduct 10% of your discussion board grade, because I'm not sure if you really viewed the lecture. Now, all assignments and discussion boards are expected to be submitted on the due date. Points will be deducted for any discussion boards or assignments that are submitted late, consistent with Keiser guidelines. No late discussion board posts will be accepted. So if you submit a discussion board post for week 1 and week 3, 2 or 3 weeks late, I'm not going to really accept that for the simple reason that you're really not discussing with your colleagues. That discussion is completed. And all discussion board posts are expected to be done at the doctoral level. Your writing and your use of APA should be at the doctoral level. Now, if you have any questions or need further information, please feel free to reach out to me either by email or by phone. You can text me, but if you do text me, please make sure you identify yourself in the text so I know who you are. I hope you enjoy this class, and I look forward to working with each of you over the next 8 weeks.